Forget everything you thought you knew about large language models. Google DeepMind has introduced what they describe as a massive leap forward in artificial intelligence, Gemini 3.0. This isn't just an update. It's an AI system that can think in multiple formats, process vast amounts of information, and reason through complex, multi-step problems better than anything we've seen so far. It's multimodal, it reasons deeply, and it's agentic. In the next few minutes, I'm going to break down the 3 biggest advancements that make Gemini 3.0 a true game changer. And I'll show you exactly how they work. Let's dive in. The first breakthrough is true multimodality. Older AI systems were mostly text-based. Gemini 3.0 was built from the ground up to understand text, images, and reasoning, all at the same time. Let me show you what that actually means. For this demo, I want to show you something that goes beyond basic image recognition. I'm going to upload an old family photo. Notice the paper. It's faded, aged, worn. And at the bottom, there's handwritten text. This isn't clean printed writing. The handwriting is uneven, slightly faded, and not perfectly clear. What I'm asking Gemini to do next is 2 things at the same time. First, I want it to transcribe the handwritten caption. Second, I want it to reason about the date mentioned in the writing. Not just read it, but understand it in context. This is where multimodality really matters. Gemini has to combine vision, language, and reasoning, all in one step. Now look at this. Gemini correctly transcribes the text. Helen and I on the boardwalk, August 3rd, 1941. But it doesn't stop there. Gemini then reasons about the date. It understands that August 1941 was just months before the United States entered World War II. It connects the clothing, the setting, and the historical time period, and explains why all of this makes sense. This isn't just optical character recognition. Gemini isn't reading pixels. It's understanding context, history, and meaning. That's real multimodal reasoning. If multimodality is about seeing, advanced reasoning is about thinking. Gemini 3.0 scores higher than ever on complex logic, nuance, and intent. And for the most difficult problems, you gain access to a new capability called Deep Think. Let me show you what that looks like. For this next demo, we're moving away from images and focusing entirely on reasoning. This time, I'm giving Gemini a long, dense academic article, the kind of writing you'd normally see in higher education or serious historical research. Now, I'm not asking Gemini to just summarize the article. Every modern AI can do that. Instead, I'm asking it to perform 2 separate reasoning tasks in a single prompt. First, analyze the author's tone. Second, rewrite the final paragraph with a more optimistic tone without changing the meaning. That requires understanding intent, structure, and nuance. Gemini has to read the entire article first, then plan how to answer both requests correctly. Now let's look at the response. Gemini identifies the author's tone as academic, analytical, and objective. It even notes that the author maintains a scholarly distance, focusing on systematic comparison without emotional or biased language. That's not surface-level analysis. That's genuine interpretation. Now watch what happens next. Gemini rewrites the final paragraph with a more optimistic and celebratory tone. But notice this. The historical facts stay intact. The meaning isn't distorted. The argument isn't simplified. Only the tone changes. This is the key difference. Gemini isn't just generating text. It understands what I'm asking, why I'm asking it, and how to complete multiple reasoning steps in a single response. That's advanced reasoning. And that's exactly what DeepThink is designed to handle. Finally, let's talk about the agentic side of Gemini 3.0. This is where it stops feeling like a chatbot and starts behaving like a real assistant, especially when it comes to agentic coding. For this final demo, I want to show you something very practical. So far, we've been working directly inside Gemini for images and reasoning. For agentic coding, the best place to demonstrate this is Google AI Studio, which uses Gemini 3.0 under the hood. Before I generate anything, let me be very clear. I'm not going to write HTML. I'm not going to style CSS. I'm not going to plan layout structure. I'm only going to describe the outcome I want. This is what Google refers to as agentic coding, sometimes called vibe coding. You describe the goal and the style, and Gemini figures out the implementation. For this demo, I've already prepared a short prompt. You can write your own or even ask Gemini to help you create one. In this case, I'm asking Gemini to build a one-page resume website. It's for a fictional person named Layla Haddad, an environmental design graduate focused on sustainable landscaping. I'm going to go ahead and paste the prompt now, and let's see what it does. Notice what I'm doing here. I'm describing what I want the website to be, not how to code it. All right, let's generate it. Look at this. This is full HTML and CSS. It's structured, it's styled, it even includes comments explaining each section. I didn't specify any of this. Now I want to see it running. Since we're already in Google AI Studio, I can just click Run or Preview. And just like that, the site is running live in the browser. This isn't a mock-up. This is a working website generated directly from a description. You'll notice some placeholder text here. That just means it's designed to be changed later. You can update the name, add real experience, change colors, or modify the layout. But here's where the agentic part really shows up. If I want to change something, I don't touch the code. I just talk to the agent. For example, I'll type, change the background to a dark charcoal mode. See that? It understood the context, found the right section of the code, and updated the design automatically. And notice this, it even kept a subtle earthy tone to match her landscaping brand instead of turning it into a generic black. That's smart design. This is why we call it an agent. It's not a one-time generator. It's a coding partner you can have a conversation with. Once you're happy with the design, you have two options. You can keep editing here by talking to the agent, or download the file and tweak it manually later. Either way, the hardest part is already done. This is the difference. Gemini 3.0 doesn't just output text or code. It understands intent, fills in missing steps, and produces usable results. That's why this feels less like a chatbot and more like a real assistant. If this breakdown helped you understand what Gemini 3.0 is really capable of, let me know. What's the one feature you want me to explore next? Drop your question in the comments. And if you want more deep dives like this, make sure to like the video and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.